welcome in everybody, Jordan and Matt. Those of you who are familiar with our regular Pick'em show, this is going to be a Lions specific podcast. So we're going to talk about the Lions last week's game, kind of preview their next week's game, and then some other news and notes that we want to discuss. Kind of talk about how we're feeling, what's going well, what's going bad. And then we'll still have our regular Pick'em show that you guys are used to. That'll be on a different feed, but right where you find this one. So I guess with that said, we can jump right in. The Lions last week, unfortunately, lost at home to the Vikings, 27-24. So let's start off with the offense. I guess, Matt, you want to kick us off? What's going on with Johnny Mo?
So, I mean, we got to start there, right? So the biggest thing for me, and I've been saying this all season long, it starts and ends with the offensive line. It's not like I mean, we do have two new starters this year, right? We have Mahogany and good old Tater at guards, but they've been, I think performing well over the course of the season, but it's just these injuries are starting to add up. Our run game is not where it should be to be a consistent threat with the play action. And that's kind of what it comes down to for me. I mean, sure, the play calling a little bit, is kind of questionable. I mean, obviously, I'm not a big X's and O's guy, right? But I the screen passes, those aren't seeming to work very well. And obviously, last week, Flores was getting after Goff literally every other play. So I mean, yeah, Goff's not the most mobile guy, but I don't think a lot of quarterbacks in the league would have success last week when he was getting pressured, a second after he snaps the ball. So for me, it comes down to offensive line. And at the end of the day, we weren't able to contain them. I know both Gibbs and Montgomery were kind of having troubles picking that up as well. But if you can't establish the run game, you can't establish, a passing game with the play action, and that's kind of, what our core is all about. So, am I concerned? A little bit. I think long term will be okay. It's just what are the next few weeks going to look like with Decker, with Panay even questionable, both guards. I guess I'm not sure if he's back in or not, but I know Mahogany just hit the RAR, so. That's the big thing for me, and that's the big takeaway from an offensive perspective, at least.
Yeah. Jordan, what are you thinking?
Yeah, definitely the O-line. I mean, I want to reference, I saw this meme on X. It was like the Scooby-Doo where they take the mask off and they're like, it's actually so-and-so. It was like Johnny Morton. They were taking his mask off, and underneath was Jim Bob Cooter, one of the best names in coordinator history. And I'm like, that's pretty accurate. Like, I can kind of get on board with like some of the just the constant screens and just, I don't know. The offense definitely struggled. I think we can break it down further, but really for me, it was just all three phases failed. Like no one stepped up. You need at least one to beat that. We should have beat them, right? Like we only lost by 3. But offensively speaking, obviously the O-line was looking pretty terrible. I remember one clip. It was like, I think it was either Graham and Mahogany. Is Mahogany left?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were doubling someone and he got right through and like blew up the run. I'm like, how do you let someone through on a double? It just, I don't know. It was rough all around offensively. A couple drops. Yeah, that's really all. I think Matt nailed that one.
Yeah, it was tough because I was watching it, and the reason I was starting to think like, man, this is the first time I've kind of really noticed the difference with Ben Johnson and Johnny Moe. And it seemed like with Ben Johnson, he would scheme guys wide open. And there was like a kind of a sequence to the plays where one play led to another, which led to another, and it seemed like it flowed really well. And now it just kind of seems like when a good play happens, it's because the Lions player has to kind of make a play. It's
Mm-hmm.
either Amon Ra making a tough catch in traffic. But like you guys said, the offensive line is kind of always where it started for us. And what was frustrating with the Vikings game was they didn't do anything they haven't done the last couple of years. They always blitz like crazy, and we've never had an issue with it. We've always been able to pick it up, and then Goff's just picked them apart. And yeah, so I don't know. It's probably a big part of it being Frank Ragnow not there.
Yeah.
Obviously, losing a Hall of Famer to Glasgow's a big step down. And
yeah, what do you think is kind of speaking blitz, all that good stuff, Troy? Like, what, in your opinion, what's like a simple, hey, let's get the ball out early, let's do that kind of stuff. I'm not a big that X's no, but like, I mean, what are the simple things that you think we can do to get out of that when our O-line is not healthy and elite?
Yeah, well, it's interesting because right at the beginning of the game, we were going to Laporta all the time, kind of those underneath quick hitters, and those were working. So I don't know if the Vikings changed something to take that away, but it kind of seemed like Laporta, had like 60 yards receiving on the first drive, and then he didn't have another catch until the fourth quarter, it felt like. So I don't know if we just went away from that, if they did something different. It seems like the underneath stuff would work, but when you've got pressure right up the middle instantly, there's not much you can do.
Right. And other teams are seeing that too. And like, oh, hey, if you do this all day long against the Lions, that's the recipe. But it is one game, right? I know this is an overreaction league, so I'm not going to say it's all doom and gloom either. Like, I think they can regroup and rally the troops. And, I've heard some quotes from, I think, Decker saying like, hey, I've got a lot of faith in, and I forget his name, who's going to, start at left guard behind Mahogany now. But, I know they've got some confidence in him, and Hank Fraley. I mean, he's kind of one of the better coaches in the league from an O-line perspective. So you got to believe that, over the course of the rest of the season, that is hopefully rock bottom, you would think. So we'll see. I mean, if you're going to have stinkers like that, you got to do that now versus, middle of December as you're, peaking and hopefully getting ready for playoffs.
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to talk about Jahmyr Gibbs, his usage. Like, are they forcing him too much this year? Like, they're really, I mean, he's explosive. He's a game wrecker. But like last year, it was so like ramrod with Montgomery and then get Gibbs on the outside, get him space. Now it's like they're using him too much up the middle. I saw something that he had to pass protect on like 13 of his snaps, which like that's a lot of contact for a guy like him. You definitely don't want him going down this year. And then of those 13, he got beat on 7 of them. So it's like Montgomery fumbled too, but like I just miss the Montgomery slam, like beat him down with Montgomery. And then Gibbs can do it too. I get that. Like they really want to prove that, but it's like he's a speed guy, like that's
yeah. It almost felt like every time you thought he kind of shifted to the outside, that's where we started to see a little bit of success. Where Monty's kind of our get in there, bully ball a little bit, and every time again the O-line has got to do their part too. But Gibbs just couldn't get out of the find a hole or anything, but a few times he kind of broke to the outside. You could see him finding a little bit of space there, but it just again it felt like just one of those days where it just kind of snowballed after the a quarter and a half.
Yeah, it's a delicate balance that they haven't quite found yet.
Yeah, because last year, to your point, Jordan, I feel like was it Monty who was more of like, hey, here's the first drive. It was more him going first, and then we kind of established that a little bit, and then all right, now here's one of the fastest guys in the league. Whereas now it's kind of reversed, where again there's positives and negatives to each, but it felt like that was kind of a success story for us.
Yeah, and there was a few plays where they were both on the field, which seemed new.
They should do that more, like 21 or 22 personnel. Like, I don't know. I feel like that'd be difficult to defend.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, moving to the defense, we got a few players back. it was weird. It felt like at the beginning our defense was just getting cooked, and then they kind of settled in. And I don't know if that was Aaron Jones going out, and that's kind of why their running game stopped. But yeah, they did get it under control. They must have made some adjustments. JJ's stats weren't as good as what it felt like he was playing. But yeah,
Yeah, I wasn't like, again, we didn't have Kirby, right? Like that's big. Obviously, DJ Reed's still out there. The defense, it settled in, and the first couple drives, I think I forget it was the first or second drive, JJ went down. He looked great. Throughout the course of the game, though, like, he wasn't perfect by any means, but it was tough too, I'm sure, because he hasn't played in what, 6-7 weeks, so it's hard to prepare for that too. And gosh, I just want to get it out of, like, the roughing the passer. Like, what are you supposed to do? I won't, we won't spend 20 minutes on that, but like, what are you supposed to do? Like, I just don't know. So gosh, I was so upset with that one. So, anywho, but yeah, he was. I still don't know what to think of JJ. Like, yeah, he's got great weapons, and I think McConnell, he's QB whisperer, so he's got a high ceiling, I think, still. But we'll see what he does the next few weeks. I think everyone was super high on him too after the first week, and he went crazy in the last quarter of the game. So I don't know, I think the jury's still out.
For him, I feel like with the missing time and being young too, I think the scripted drives to start might have been easier. But you saw as soon as we got some pressure on him, like you said, Matt, like the throws were off. He had some pretty poor throws, like the one where Terrion got the interception. That was kind of low and behind the receiver. That wasn't a great throw. I have the box score right in front of me, actually. We held him to, he only threw 143 yards.
Really?
Aaron, yeah, 14 to 25 for 143. Aaron Jones had 78 yards on 9 carries, but one of those was for 31 yards. So that's, a good 60% or whatever. Addison went 2 for 48. Justin Jefferson, 6 for 47. I think the main thing was, man, the field positioning was so bad. Like the fumble, Montgomery fumble, the special teams. I'm not used to seeing our Lions special teams get dominated. Usually that's our focus, and we draft players late in the draft specifically for special teams, like Baki and who was that thumper they got from Georgia? He's hurt. Was it like Dan Jackson or something like that? The safety, guys that can play special teams, Khalif. But we just got destroyed. How many returns did they have it in plus territory or close to the center? So I think that kind of had something to do with the game script there, is they didn't have far to go. I don't think our defense was that bad. Of the 3 phases, I feel like they probably did all right, but
yeah, that's a great call on the field position thing. I mean, I kind of always look at it as it's like a teeter-totter, and it just felt like the Lions were going uphill the whole game. They're inside their own 10. It'd be like, oh, well, here we have to try to put a
blocked
80
field goal too. We
Yeah.
had a blocked field goal. I haven't seen that in, years. So
Yeah.
it's unusual.
One thing I kind of wanted to point out, and was it Jack Campbell who got that sack? That was the penalty.
Yeah. Well, it wasn't a sack because I think he still got the ball off, right?
I can't remember now.
It was just for like 3 or 4 yards, but then it was automatic first down, blah blah blah.
I think it might have been a sack. No, maybe he got it off. He did crush him, but it was like the landing was.
But I guess the point is, are we ready to say Jack Campbell's like a star? Because it feels like he's turning into one of our stars. Like he's really taken off.
Yeah, and I don't want to say he got off to a slow start his rookie year, but I think last year when he kind of had to take over while Anzalone was off, I think that did wonders for his leadership and his communication of like, hey, I got to run this now. Like, I don't have a choice. So I think this year it's just even further developed. So he's, I think, going to be one of the studs long term here, which is great.
Let me read. I heard this, somebody talking about him. His overall, this is PFF, so overall grade, he's third out of all linebackers. His pass rush, sixth. Overall run defense, he's first overall. So coverage, he's 14th. That's definitely something he knows he's got to improve at, and he has, I think, obviously. But overall, yeah, I think he might be the highest graded, like accumulative of them all. Linebacker, especially with Fred Warner going down. I think that's what they had mentioned. They're like, is he the number one linebacker already? And geez, what is this? Is this his second year? Was last year his rookie year? Is that when So
No, this is Campbell's third year, right?
Third year, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
He was with the Gibbs, yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So
I guess we kind of touched on special teams a little bit, but yeah, they had the 2 long kickoff returns. One of them for a touchdown that was run back. The blocked kick. Here's Sailor's our new kick returner. It seems like he gets to the 29 every single time. Like, just fair catch it and we'll be at the 30.
He's not my favorite.
Was it Raymond who used to do it a lot, right?
He does the punts, I think.
Yeah.
I think he did used to do more of the kicks, the kick returns as well.
Yeah.
I know Baki's out there, but it seems like they kick it away from Baki, or
is he back? Is he back? Because he's been injured for a lot of the year too.
He was in there last week,
and then I think Reynolds has been out too. So I think that might be he likes to take it out. But, damn, put JMO back. Put JMO back there one time. Like, if you're looking big, just let him run one. They wouldn't kick to him.
Yeah.
Get crushed though.
I guess. So in terms of game theory, I kind of think of as coaching decisions / when we kind of make game decisions. So in this game, there's a few of the 4th down decisions. We got Minnesota to jump on one, which is we're probably the only team that was going to get them to jump on that one because
that's I mean, one of the benefits of everyone thinks we're going to go, and we go 95% of the time. Like we're never trying to do that, do a hard count, but gosh, that's something nice to have in your pocket.
Yeah. There was a game last year, I can't remember which one, where we got a similar situation where we got them to jump, and it was like, there's no way we're going, right? But then they jumped. So I think those were. It seems like Dan Campbell's one of the best coaches in terms of this. He rarely seems like he makes a mistake.
Yeah, no, 100%. And I feel like he was slowly working towards that the first couple years, and now, and he's developed that identity where the whole team knows what they're doing, and when you're all on the same page, and that's built into how you run your offense, it goes a long ways.
Yeah. All right, we ready to put that Vikings game behind us?
I did.
That's what Zach said. Mostly burn the tape and move on.
Yep, exactly. Yep. So we're going to Washington. No Jaden Daniels. Did we get lucky?
It's good timing.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, overall too, not that I've watched a ton of Commanders this year at all, but from what I can see, their defense is not doing anything. And yeah, I mean, Jaden's been in and out, so it sounds like he's not done for the year, but gosh, not coming back until probably the holidays. So
yeah,
a gross one.
Yeah. I mean, if I think the biggest thing I'll say in this game coming up, if we don't beat them, I am, it's hit the what do you call it? The very alert button. I'm very scared. So gotta win this one.
I think in my notes I put something along the lines of, if we drop this one, we're going to be doing mock drafts. That's where I'm. I don't want to be
tankathon. Here we come.
They can't beat this beat up bad Washington at the right time too. I mean, McLaurin's been out. I don't know if he's. Let me check out his status, but
well,
don't want to be too confident because then we'll lose. But
I know.
Superstition wise.
Yeah. How do
I'm
you
going to
feel about it,
be
Troy?
kind of the same as you guys. I'm really going to be curious about the offensive line. I'm really nervous about that because, I don't know if it was this morning or yesterday, Dan Campbell was on the radio and he, mentioned one option is putting Coyote Awashika, at guard and place of Mahogany. But then he mentioned, well, they could try moving Glasgow back to guard and then playing Cologne at center. And it's like, oh man,
Center's
they're
so
uncertain.
important, though.
Yeah.
Didn't
That's
Owasika play a playoff game with us though?
He's played a little bit. Yeah.
He played one
But,
of the playoff games. I know he's
I don't know if they're nervous about Glasgow at center, and they're just trying to figure out the best. But then,
yeah,
Glasgow mentioned he didn't like playing left guard last year, and now we're maybe moving him back there. So I don't know what we're going to see if they're going to try a couple things during the game. But
hmm.
well, I
yeah,
know Panay and Taylor Decker both did not practice today as well, so
yeah,
that's very concerning.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pretty confident they'll win just because they don't lose two in a row.
Yeah.
I think they're pissed off. I mean, I think they took it a little easy on the bye week, and that kind of showed. They kind of slept walk through that game. Um,
Are we just
but
bad coming off a bye? Like,
maybe,
playoff game,
yeah,
we just got
That
to
was
grind out some football.
that was also in Zach's notes. It says, I do wonder if we're better off without the 1 seed bye. We looked terrible in Washington in the Washington playoff game after the bye. Looked even worse last week after the bye. Maybe grit is more powerful if it's stacked week to week.
yeah,
I mean, maybe. Definitely.
yeah.
I mean, if we hold
4D
that
chess.
pressure, I doubt we lost.
We're,
Yeah.
we're
Yeah.
playing for the wild card.
Yeah.
Gosh.
So that brings me. I want to do a segment with you guys, and I named this the Harrington to Hutchinson scale. So Harrington being Joey Harrington, Hutchinson obviously Aiden Hutchinson, and this is like our panic meter. So Harrington is obviously we're panicking, everything's burning to the ground. We need a plan for next year because it's not going to work. Hutchinson is the other end of the scale. We feel good, vibes are high. So Matt, where are you on the Harrington to Hutchinson scale?
So I want to try to think of a player
Yeah,
to
that's a good.
goodness gracious.
I
I'm
might
gonna
have a
say
player.
you
I
have a
got one.
player, Jordan?
Yeah, can I throw one out there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go. I
Like,
gotta think.
I'm thinking of the first name that popped in my head was like DeAndre Levy. Just like
Oh,
a
okay.
hard hitter. Like he'd be great on this team. Maybe not the most athletic or best player, but he's tough. He's gonna hit hard. And he was a pretty big centerpiece of the defense there too for a while. So my head thought that like we're still a really solid, hard hitting team. Maybe not the best this year, but we're gonna come out and crack some skulls.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I mean, we haven't been in some games, but
Troy. Yeah, no, I would agree, Jordan. Troy, do you have a
Yeah.
player?
So here's where I'm at. So I'm
Okay.
Javid Best. I I'm running in the open field and I have a safety in front of me. I feel pretty confident that I'm going to juke the safety, but I'm also a little worried I'm going to run into the safety head on and never be seen again.
How how long did you spend thinking about that in the last 48 hours, Troy?
No, it just came to me.
No, that's good. Okay, I think I have it. So I think I'm Golden Tate. So do you
Yeah.
remember? Oh gosh, maybe this is 6 or 7 years ago. It was a game in Minnesota, and he made the heroic, I think he flipped over the defender to score a touchdown at the end. If you remember that,
Mhm.
where um, super athletic. We got the right pieces, right? You're going there. You're not sure it could end super bad, but you could also pull off a miracle and, go into the touchdown, score overtime and win the game kind of thing. So I think we've got the right pieces. We've got the right players. We've got to come together, got to be healthy, but, could end really good, really bad. So
I like it. I like it. Um, let's touch on just for a couple minutes the trade deadline. What are your instant reactions, Jordan, on the
There was a trade deadline.
Yeah, someone alert Brad Holmes. It already happened.
Oh, no. Oh boy. Yeah, no, I mean, I love Brad. I love this regime. I don't want to talk bad. It's just for me, it's hard to see like Howie Roseman just go out there and be aggressive every year, and then they got a ring. So it's like not to compare or tell Brad what to do. I just, the fandom. I want a good. Is it so much to ask for more? Like we're already a great team. We had one of the best records, right? Tied for the best record last year. But like, I want an edge or like a safety. Go get me Zeitler. I know that might not work exactly in positioning. Someone would have to move, but like, I don't know. I was hoping. I really thought there was a chance that it doesn't even have to be a home run. I would take like we don't have to get Trey Hendrickson and give up the house, but go get Jermaine Johnson or I don't know who else, whoever the Dolphins have left. Like they should have been fire sailing everybody.
Yeah,
I don't.
Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know, and I know I mentioned Jalen Phillips too in one of our texts, and sure enough, he goes to where did he end up? He went to the
Eagles.
Eagles. Oh my God!
Yeah.
See? Right. So I was a
Yeah.
little disappointed, but I almost knew, like
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I would agree, Jordan. Like until Holmes gives me a reason not to trust him, like I will blindly trust him, unfortunately. Um, but I didn't realize that was the first trade deadline. He didn't make any moves, not one. So like in the past, he's made moves. Whether it's I'm sure the first year or two he was compiling draft picks and yeah. So obviously last year we picked up Z, and I forget what happened 2 years ago, but
like DPJ at one point,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah. So just little things like that. But I was, if anything, I wanted a little more depth at O line. Like I keep saying O line, so that's the biggest thing for me. So
Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. I mean, Miles Frazier's practice clock did start this week. So
he's that
he's
guy
the
out of LSU, right?
yeah. So maybe he's the answer there. Also,
Maybe
Josh
that's right.
Pascal's did. So
Yeah.
I forgot about him. So maybe that's what they're thinking. And I agree with you, Matt. I kind of just trust Brad Holmes at this point. But
Yeah.
um,
Yeah.
well, I guess, is there anything 2026 you want to talk about? The only thing I was thinking of is coaching hot seat. I mean, the special teams coach, especially with the new kickoff rules. I kind of feel like some teams are doing some fun stuff with that, and it doesn't seem like our. So I don't know if the special teams coach Dave Phipp is on the hot
I
seat or not.
so I on special teams, I think from a kickoff perspective, I like where we're at actually. I don't have the stat offhand, and this is probably 2 or 3 weeks old by now, but um I think Jake Bates, because like the ideal landing zone for a ball is like basically at the 1 yard line, right? And I don't know the stat, but like he was super efficient at every single time the ball's kind of coming down right at like that 2 yard line, right, in that area. So, and ever since I saw that, I've been watching and it's, so consistent. But I'm no expert at, hey, let's try this, let's try that. What are the different things that other teams are doing? So,
Yeah.
but I do know that Jake Bates is, as reliable as they come. And obviously, coaching, hey, let's make some different decisions, try something new. But it's good to have Jake Bates.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've listened to some FIP interviews throughout the years, and I mean, if we see more games like we just saw with Minnesota, I don't know if it's more of a personnel thing or coaching. Maybe I feel like he might have some cushion because like I said earlier, I think our special teams has been a really strong suit. Just off the top of my head, I think like special teams alone, we probably could have won that Tennessee Titan game from last year. When we just put up 50 to whatever 6 or something like that on them. We just destroyed them, and I feel like it was like Khalif was just running all over the place, and we were pinning them back. And Jack Fox is excellent too. So I don't know. That is interesting. It would be
Yeah.
interesting to see if they would go with a change or not.
No, I think you
How
guys
long
kind of
has
talked to me.
Fit been there?
Has he been there the whole time? Dan Campbell's been there? That's a
I
good
don't know if the
question.
whole time, but I feel like he was in there pretty early.
Yeah, at least 3 years.
Yeah.
He's been there since 2021.
Okay. Yeah,
So he
there
came
we
in
go.
at the same time, I guess.
Yeah.
Did he come like with Campbell, or where did he come
Right.
from before that?
I almost,
He was 8 years with Philly.
I was gonna say, yeah, I thought he
Okay.
was still.
Yeah. As the special teams coordinator there. Wait. Oh wait, no. Sorry. I'm not sure exactly. I didn't click that link.
Yeah, you guys have talked me off the ledge with that, though. I think we overreacting a little bit in one game. We'll see how he does
Yeah.
next couple. But
Yeah.
It was all around just bad game. We still almost won.
yeah,
Well, that's the thing. It's like we played as poorly as we probably could on basically every aspect of the game, and we were one or two plays away from winning.
yeah,
So,
Well, get it out now, because if this happens against any NFC team in the playoffs, we're cooked.
yeah.
yeah,
If we can even, we're in the 7th wild card spot right now. So
yeah,
Yeah.
let's go.
yeah. Cool.
Pride.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see how we're feeling next week. I think the vibes will be better though. This team usually responds pretty good to adversity.
Mm-hmm.
All right. With that, I guess we'll talk to you all next week and see how the Lions are looking after week 10.
One pride.